Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing: single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We're also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we inquire how bourbon curious people are on vacation. My name is Justine Mace. Please join me in welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guest, Tim Swyatt.
Hey gang, what's up?
What's happening?
Hey, we're going to get all up in your business today and talk about what do you do when you're on vacation? Are you bourbon curious? Do you go to distilleries? Do you go to liquor stores? Do you go to bourbon bars? Do you order bourbon drinks? We'll get to that after the break. For right now, though, we're going to go to the box. We have the Small Talk box brought to you by the Small Talk company. And
the box.
We're going to randomly ask a question. Let's see here.
I feel like when you go to the box, you need to get the snippet of Brad Pitt.
Oh, you think so? I'd play that?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? I'll have to grab that. Okay. Do you tend to spend more time thinking about the past or the future?
Ooh,
this is interesting,
question.
Right? My dumbass goes through. I overthink everything before it happens. So
okay.
I don't know. Shit goes through my head of like every scenario of how something's going to play out. And then typically when it does play out, it's none of the scenarios.
Huh. Okay. Yeah. Tim, how about you? Are you more of a forward thinker or do you look to the past?
I would say I'm more of a forward thinker, but I tend to get anchored by the past because I dwell on it too much sometimes. And I think there was a prior show where we kept talking about the personalities, and McNew said something. Yeah, Tim is just so self-deprecating. He'll call himself up for the studio. Yes, I will. I will absolutely call my mistakes out like there's no tomorrow, and they anchor to them. I got to get over them. But I'm getting close to 50, so I'm about 2 years away now. I just had a birthday a couple weeks ago, and there's kind of a cardinal rule. Once you turn 50, every day you think about retirement. I've been thinking about retirement since 30. So
yeah.
I consider myself more of a forward thinker, of positioning right and making sure I can move that date up as soon as possible to earn my financial independence and then really get it going.
Yeah, I get that. I definitely think at this stage, I think I've always been a forward thinker too. I took retirement very seriously early on. It's certainly paid dividends for me doing that, which has been great. And I'm just kind of consumed with what is the next chapter. I mean, I've been doing this bourbon stuff now for more than 10 years. And what is next? Is it taking a step back? Because I've really set myself up where I'm working way too much, and it's crazy the amount of we had a lawyer and is like, man, I work 100 hours a week, and I'm like, damn, I wish I could get to 100 hours a week. It's because I'm either at the shop,
it becomes your life,
working on the stuff, or we had somebody in today saying I was eating a pretzel, and they're like, is that going to be your dinner? I'm like, no, I'll probably have dinner about 11 o'clock tonight. I'll go down and get that going once we get done podcasting, whenever that is. So that's fucking normal for me these days. 10 to 11 is when I usually have dinner, because because I usually have something going on. A lot of times we have the shop closes at 7 or 8, depending on what day of the week it is, and then we have an event over at the Speakeasy, and then I come, then I have dinner after that. That's just how it is these days.
Well, it's very European of you, Steve.
Yeah, it is.
You need to start like meal prepping.
I think so.
And then like taking food with you.
I know, because I don't. Like, here's what I did today. So today I go in. I had to be there at 11. So I'm working around, but I had to do errands before that because I had to go to the 2 banks. I had to do several things for the businesses. So I left the house at 9:30, and I was like, I got to do all these errands and that. So I have breakfast, and then I go out, and then I don't have anything until the pretzel. Someone brings me a pretzel at 5 o'clock, and then I'll go have dinner after that. And then I ultimately, will eat something when I get home, chips or something like that. So it's all bad choices. I gotta get better.
I mean, when I was there last, when was I there? July. When I was there in July, I cleaned out the office. Yeah. And I cleaned out the storeroom in the Speakeasy.
Yes.
So I'm pretty sure you can find room for a microwave.
A microwave. Yes.
Yeah. Well, I got to figure that out.
I always laugh when people say like work-life balance, and if it's your passion, you never work a day in your life. These are people who probably haven't worked a day in their life. They don't know. Being an entrepreneur, Steve, I'm with you on the whole topic of what's next because I can't sit down.
Right.
I have the wanderlust. I miss some of the travel, but I don't miss all of it. And I need windshield time. And it's funny because like the college student now has a 2-bedroom apartment. Why does he have a 2-bedroom apartment? Now so I can go down when I want to and I got a place to stay.
Right.
But I'm paying for it anyways. Might as well give a place to stay. So now I got a place to stay and I'm going to bother him, whatever maybe, but I can go down for something if I want to. And I love that 5-hour ride, the windshield time just to get me out, spread my wings. Because I love that travel, and it ties in with this topic very well with the small talk. But yeah, just try to find things to do that make me happy because I've been busting my house. I work for the man, so I don't work for myself. But trying to lay out, I'm trying to fast forward that moving to something to that what's next. I don't know what it is, but it's gonna be definitely not something I'm doing right now.
Yeah. I gotta figure all this stuff out. What happens, with the shop? What happens with all the podcasts and all that kind of stuff? Or do I continue to do all those things but step back a little bit? I have no idea. So I gotta figure that out. And then there's other things I want to do. I can't imagine myself just chilling. I got nothing to do. I'm just a retired guy. I feels like I'll be doing something. So I also don't want to feel like it's a job at this point. So yeah, we'll see.
Can you imagine the day when you get announced as a special guest?
Yeah, that would be crazy, right? Yeah,
that would be something. But there's a transition at some point in time. It'll come, and the audience will the audience will be around. The audience will be here because it's generally going to be probably a personality that you see or somebody new that comes in. Right. That hits it, that you trust with that stuff, and that'll be interesting when you get from host to a special guest. That's going to be a big day.
Yeah. Seems like it'd be fun. It'd be fun, but yeah, we'll see.
You must have done something right.
Yeah.
Didn't you do that for back in the day? I feel like was it April Fool's Day when all of the different show hosts switched shows?
Yes.
Because I feel like it was me and the girls from Booze and Bourbon that did the Bourbon Daily.
Yeah. Yeah, we did do that a long time ago. Yes. Yeah. So, it could happen.
Interesting.
We'll see. But I spent a lot of time thinking about the future. What's that look like? What does it look like? But, excited about it, that's for sure. On that note, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Justine. Let's see what you got here, Justine.
Well, I'm going to finish off our last show this evening with the Big Easy.
Okay.
$2.91.
Okay.
Barrel Shop pick. It is 126.4. So I'm going to be sleeping good tonight.
Okay, that was very solid. That's going to be tough to beat, Tim, but give it a whirl. See what you can do.
I've got a bottle of Journeyman Corsets, Whips, and Whiskey.
Okay.
Journeyman Distillery. So I said.
Nothing there, Tim. Gonna have to work on that. JD 14. About halfway full.
It's hot.
See what we got here. No, not enough. Justine wins yet again.
Did I get all 4?
Well, 4 for 4. Perfect night. So cheers.
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 All right, we'll take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to talk about this idea. Are you bourbon curious on vacation? We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of Executive Bourbon Steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your Executive Bourbon Steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your Executive Bourbon Steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com. And now, back to the show.
Hello, this is Jeff from Iowa, and you're listening to the Bourbon Daily.
Welcome back. Today on the show, we're discussing how bourbon curious you are on vacation.
Yes, we are. What do you guys think about this? Do you guys, if you're going on a vacation right now, somebody, you got family calls Justine and says, come on down to Tennessee or California or wherever else you may have family at, and you're going to go there for a week. At some point, are you spending some time bourbon focused, whether it's distilleries, liquor stores, bourbon bars, whatever it is?
Depends on the family.
Okay.
Tennessee, yes. California, no.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, 95% of my vacations, actually 99.9% of my vacations are pretty much bourbon focused for whatever reason.
That's why I tried to throw in something else, because obviously those you're immersed in bourbon. Maybe even more bourbon than normal. Yeah.
On the off chance that like last year, Carrie and I went down to stay with my cousin in Nashville to go to an Amos Lee concert.
Okay.
And yes, we did go to Corsair Distillery.
Okay.
Well, we went to their tasting room, not the distillery. And then I think that was the only like full like bourbon thing that we did. But yeah, when we went to bars, we drank bourbon cocktails. Okay. So yeah, I mean, yes, all right. I do. A few years ago when I was on my way out to California, actually, no, it was when I was on my way home. I got rerouted and stranded in Omaha, Nebraska.
Yes.
And the first thing I did once I got my hotel room, because I couldn't get out the same day, I had to leave the next day. I got my hotel room and then I got an Uber and I went to Brickway Distillery Brewery. I don't know. They were like
downtown. Yeah.
I hung out there.
Cut Spike Distillery now. Yeah. It's their brewery, and I know what you're talking about.
So yeah, I got stranded, and the second thing I did was find bourbon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I would say she's bourbon curious on vacation. How about you, Tim?
The only reason why I know Cut Spike Distillery in Omaha, Nebraska, is because I was there for a volleyball tournament, and we didn't have to have the kid with us. They were all doing a stay and play, and the general and I go to antique shops and distilleries.
Okay,
We did a distillery and moved from there. Yeah, so we absolutely. What I have a really hard time doing though is looking at cocktail lists and not amending the whiskey that's in there to my preferred choice. So I try to ask before, like, hey, can I ask you if instead of XYZ, can you put this in there instead? Well, sure. Well, what's the upcharge? And am I gonna piss off the bartender one way or the other? So I ask some of those questions. I get a little anxious. You know what you like, and you understand they're trying to move product and some of the bars and stuff like that. But it's like, I know what I like. And bigger question is, do you travel with whiskey too as well? And that's an absolute yes. I do bring my own.
You bring yours. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. Because I do a lot of driving trips. I don't do a lot of plane trips. I do a lot of driving. So it's easier to travel with it and everything.
I do a lot of driving trips too. So, yes.
But yes, I'm probably about 90% of my trips have associated around a absolute distillery on the list of what I have to go see when I'm traveling.
Right. Yeah. Well, most of my travel is bourbon focused, kind of like what Justine was talking, and you're doing it's all dedicated to bourbon. But vacations for me tend to be on a beach, and I don't do a lot of bourbon stuff when I'm on those type of vacations, because typically in those sort of climates, they may have distilleries, but not tend to be the greatest whiskey in the world. So I don't go to those. I don't really shop for bourbon, and that's not what's offered at the bars there. Typically, if you're going to go to a bar, it's hard to find a bourbon, and if you do, I'm talking it's the very basic stuff. It's Maker's Mark and Jim Beam White Label.
Correct.
Crown Royal is one of their other recommended bourbons. Those type of places where they don't even really know what a bourbon is.
Crown Royal's not a bourbon.
I know. Yeah, they don't have any idea. You ask them what bourbons they got, and they'll be like, "Oh, Crown Royal, for instance." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." So I tend to get whatever the local drinks are. So
like rum drinks.
Rum drinks is predominant. Is what you're drinking is rum drinks. So yeah, which is okay. I mean, because I'm getting them from a tiki bar. It feels right walking out of a tiki bar with a nice rum cocktail, something with that. Sure. A zombie or whatever it is. So yeah, I don't. So I tend to not do a whole lot when it's a true vacation. Again, a lot of my travel is bourbon related. That's a totally different story, but yeah,
that's business. That's work. Yeah, your personal travel.
Personal travel, and I know there's also people that'll take bourbon with them to the beach and stuff like that. I don't do that either. I don't. I'm usually drinking water or something like that, or sometimes get the canned cocktails, Mai Tais, but it tends to be like Mai Tais and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
So, just
no vodka.
Beach cooler.
I still can't drink vodka anymore. I can't do it.
No vodka. No.
I have no interest.
Vodka on Saturday. I had I don't know, some lavender something or other. It was like vodka, lavender syrup, lemon juice, and lemonade. I don't know, it was pretty good.
Well, it tasted
the
like
lavender kind of
lemonade. Yeah.
The lavender helped.
Balanced it out. Did you, Justine, I know you don't drink much coffee, but you're not opposed to the taste of coffee. Did you drink the espresso martini from Yellowstone? Did you try that one?
I did.
It's fucking fantastic. Did you like that one?
I mean, yeah.
It's whiskey based instead of vodka, by the way. So it's a martini made with whiskey.
I didn't hate it.
I thought it was really good.
It tasted more like chocolatey to me than espresso.
Yeah. Well, it was really quite nice. We had some left over. Because we rounded out cases and stuff like that. We had, I don't know, like a case and a half we didn't get any extra of the old fashioned that was sold out. But matter of fact, we were shorted on our order for that, so we had to tell a couple customers, and we just picked out our best customers. That's who gets screwed. That's what sucks when you have total total strangers who come in. You make sure they're taken care of versus the people that support you day in and day out. So I made sure I took care of them, gave them extra. But I knew I was like, all right, I can fuck this person over who's never been here before, and if I do this, they may never come in again. Or I can fuck over my good customer. Yeah, that's the situation I got put in. I don't know what you do.
And if you do, damned if you don't.
Right. Right. You do the same thing, right, Justine? It's like you're friends.
Yeah.
I mean, you feel bad about it. I wasn't like I felt good about it.
I mean, I'm pretty sure had I ordered them from you and not waited until they were released in Michigan, I would have been the one that got screwed over.
Well, you're running the risk of being on the blacklist for at least a month with Justine if you piss her off.
Oh yeah, I don't want to piss her off.
At least 4 weeks.
I might have got. She might have got hers. We'd see. But
well, I wouldn't want to risk of not being able to talk her for a month and be in the blacklist. That's what you're dealing with.
It's true.
I'm on prescription drugs now. I'm not that bad.
She's not that bad. She's even keeled now. She hasn't yelled at me since she's been on them, so I'll say that. So we'll see.
It's been nice having Justine back for sure. Nice calming voice.
Yeah, we did a show about that coming out. It's coming out. How much I was excited to have Justine back. So yeah, and
I feel like Steve made that up, but
that's not. Everybody's been saying that. 100%. Even MacLeod. I'll tell you what comes out of that show is you can forget everything about Justine and how cool she is and how great she is. So MacLeod's wackiness is what comes out of these shows. She is on this bender of she wants to sell her car because it needs an oil change and just buy a new one.
It is very much MacLeod's world, and we just live in it.
I know.
Yes.
I mean, the stuff she comes up with, and then
But honestly, if any of that come out of anybody else's mouth except MacLeod, it would annoy me.
Right.
But because it's MacLeod,
it's kind of endearing. It's kind of endearing. It's like,
why we love her.
So fun. It's so fun, MacLeod. But yeah, and then her reasons, like she will, she won't get an oil change. I'm like, it's not an expensive thing. You got to do it. It's routine maintenance. Well, I don't like because you got to come up and you got to pull your car in the thing. I'm not that good of a driver. I can't pull it onto the lift. And I'm sure they would even do that for you if you asked them. I don't think they would force you to do it if you're like, I'm uncomfortable doing this. I can't do it. I think they would pull your car in there for you.
I'm sure that Jiffy Lube would take care of you.
Right. Yeah, but she's
the Duke of Oil, whatever place you're going to.
She's got to do things her way, so she's something. So yeah,
something else. We are living in MacLeod's world. This is true, Justine.
She's a classic. She's a classic. You can't help but like her. I mean, she's endearing.
Yeah,
so,
that's right.
Yeah, well,
talk to Jeff from Iowa.
Okay. Didn't work out too well.
I miss him.
I do too.
Came up on one of the shows
I
too.
thought about him the other day.
I know. I like Jeff from Iowa.
That came up on one of the shows, Steve, and you mentioned, I think the question was asked you, who do you miss that hasn't been on the show for a while? And you first thing out of your mouth was Jeff from Iowa. And he's like, he came back on for one range of shows, and I was on that show. I was like, this was such an honor to be on the show because he's gone after this.
Yeah. So
I miss Jeff from Iowa, and I also miss seeing Kyle Neely.
Mm-hmm. Kyle Neely, huh? Interesting.
I haven't seen him in a while.
He's coming back around more, so I don't know what's going on. He was in the doghouse for a while for spending too much, but I think he's got past that now. Right now, he's just waiting for his kids to get back into school. Once that happens, and then he's like, I'm going to be up there all the time now. So you'll probably
put the red thigh-high boots on again and start dancing and prancing around. Here we go.
Yeah.
But yes, Jeff from Iowa. The first time I met him was a bourbon vacation. Sorry, I'm just trying to tie it back to the show that we're talking about here. I met him when he came down to New Orleans Bourbon Fest. That was the first time I met him.
Yeah, he was down there for a little bit, so
yeah. And then when we did the bourbon reminiscing, and he was on with Jackie, right?
Yeah.
Jackie
yes, yeah. That was funny.
Yeah.
That whole show was funny, actually. That is way underrated. So, yeah.
The next bourbon vacation, we talk about St. Louis Bourbon Palooza?
Yeah, Bourbon Palooza is coming up. Great events.
It is.
Great events. So, yeah, I got to reach out.
Is that sold out yet, Steve?
It is not sold out. Tickets are available, so reach out to me if you're interested. I can send you a list, if you haven't seen it, of what events are going on, how much they cost. You can kind of put together your budget, and we'll be drafting for that in mid-September, so that'll be
September 10th, if my memory serves me right. I have to remember to send my preference list in case I don't make it again.
That sounds right, so yeah. But, very excited about that. I think we've got a solid lineup this year, and really looking forward to it, so should be a good time. So there you go. On that note, we're going to wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Tim, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at SwyGuy2112 and on YouTube at Our Flagship Whiskey.
All right, Justine.
You can find me on Instagram at JA_Maze.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley, Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website. That thing's abvnetwork.com. Check it out. Everything that we do is out there. Also, come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. We've always got cool stuff going on. We're online, abvbarrelshop.com. Justine, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I would like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. That helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. Also, if you like what we're doing, please visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/theABVNetwork.
Great job today, gang. Finance, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
See you, everyone.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you're in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.